There was an eye-opening experiment done at a Columbia Business School. A professor took the case study of a woman called Heidi, a successful VC. Half of the class was given the case study of Heidi. For the other half of the class, the professor changed the name to Howard, effectively changing the gender of the VC. Everything else about the case study stayed the same. The professor asked the students to rate how competent and likable Heidi and Howard were. Both female and male students agreed that both Heidi and Howard were competent. But the students seemed to not like Heidi. To them, she seemed too aggressive and too loud for herself. None of the students wanted to work or hire Heidi, but they thought Howard would make a good colleague. What characteristics do you think of when the word leader comes to your mind? Ambition. These are some traits that a true leader must embody. But the problem is, these are some traits that contradict what people think stereotypically feminine behavior is. Because women who embody some or all of these traits for some reason are disliked. For many women are expected to be nice, submissive, demure, shy, friendly, nurturing and warm. And that affects their being taken seriously as a leader or being considered from top positions. At worst, if a woman leader does have these stereotypical feminine traits, they are still not taken seriously as a leader, it not being considered for top positions as it seems as not competent. So they are damned if they do and they are damned if they don't. This is an assertiveness penalty that female leaders face. New Zealand PM Jacinda Ardern remarked, "One of the criticism I have faced over the years is that I am not aggressive or assertive enough, or maybe somehow because I am empathetic and weak. Things that doubt bind in the same situation. A female may be seen as pushy, but a male may be seen as ambitious. A female may be seen as nagging, but a male may be seen as persistent. A female may be seen as stubborn, but a male may be seen as determined. A female may be seen as aggressive, but a male may be seen as assertive, and a female may be seen as historical, but a male may be seen as passionate." That's some double standard. So what women leaders do? Should they be aggressive and arrogant, or should they be agreeable? According to scientific research, males and females can be seen as equally competent but have different likability scores. Why do they face social penalties for traversing the path to success? This is a likability trap, and that hurts females. They have to be likable while being effective. They are given adjectives like abrasive, aggressive, difficult, and more. When acting authoritatively, female leaders are sometimes disliked more than males. They are penalized for behaving in a manner that shatters gender stereotypes. Because as a woman leader, if you are pushing your team members to do better, you are deviating from societal norms that dictate how you should behave. Aggressiveness, assertiveness, and ambition are thought to be stereotypical masculine attributes. These supposedly masculine attributes align with the leadership attributes, leading to the facility that males would make for better leaders than females. One study outlines that males who express anger may receive a boost in perceived status, but females who did that were seen as less competent. What? How could breaching gender stereotypes jeopardize the career prospects? How could standing up for yourself earn you the adjectives bossy or bashy and not assertive? How are aspiring women leaders to figure out who they are to be? Females who negotiate for themselves may be seen as selfish, while women who negotiate on behalf of others may be perceived to be helpful. And helpful may be liked more than an assertive woman, but helpful woman won't be seen as a leader. But you are not destined to be the office mommy. Leadership and likability ought not to be zero-sum game for female leaders. There are no clear-cut solutions for this, though. The obvious solution is eliminating unconscious bias in some manner. That may mean speaking up when you see that kind of bias take place in your workplace and asking for clarification when comments are made about a person's personality or appearance rather than their capabilities. This is not something that applies to males in a workplace. These biases may be ingrained in a female employees as well. The problem with unconscious bias is that it's unconscious. Those who have it can't easily recognize it because It may not be intentional or calculated discrimination. It's both subtle and insidious. So, could there be appropriate bias training to combat this? Could companies examine whether traditional gender norms seep into their workplace? Business XC Shirley Sandberg asserted something that we still find likable. Female leaders suffer from a likability penalty from childhood itself. When a little boy asserts himself, he is a leader. When a little girl does the same, she is bossy. That sends her a message to not speak up. As they grow older, girls may be less inclined to lead than boys. It's a strange phenomenon, aspiring leaders putting forward innovative ideas and leadership skills and receiving superficial feedback related to their likability. Leadership is about confidence, but leadership is about balancing confidence and humility. So, what can you do as a woman leader to battle this likability trap? You have to decide how to balance being strong and subtle and both impulsive and thoughtful. At a societal level, even as kids, there needs to be more informed conversations about gender stereotypes and how biased thinking prevents women from realizing their ambitious dreams. When there are biased adjectives like pushy, bossy, and aggressive and used for females, find out what context was. It's best to embrace who you are and why you can do. You can make an impact, so show that you can do and play to succeed. We are maybe at a time when there is a premium on being genuine leader. That's why if you tell a woman that they can't show up as they are, then how can they be authentic? Everyone has a part to play in diminishing the likability bias. There needs to be support networks that comprise everyone who is willing to listen, support and endorse. That's why it's important to find your tribe. People who understand you, people who value you and what you bring to the table, people who keep you grounded and also help you fly. The concept of likability has to be redefined to mean straightforward, competent, responsible, honest, forward thinking, and more. And in some circumstances, if you think a workplace is just too intransigent and unable to align with your core values, it may be time to find a new place to grow. There's not always going to be a fit no matter how hard you persist. So will there be a warm embrace of woman leader who's both likable and competent, or will those two traits always be mutually exclusive?